Alright. FFD versus Viper. Game 1. Let's hope that we don't have to worry about getting a restart. I thought I hit clutch. I thought I clicked start. Alright, so, well, while we're here, let's go and check out the Viper team first. All cruising around in their red camo. You gotta love that. Okay, well, starting off with the big ones. We're cruising around with a Republic and a Kremlin. Out to the left wing, we've got a Smolonsk, a Moscovia, a Dead Meme, and the Z52. Now that's new, haven't seen that one in these battles so much. Now on the other side, we've got the Dead Meme, the HIV, and a Summers pushing out front. And on the FFD side, we should be looking at two Kremlins, a Smolonsk, a Stalingrad, a Darling, a Dead Meme, Darling, a Daring, another Stalingrad, another Daring, and a Smolonsk. And while we're here, the team split seems to be pretty heavy going to the Seaway. We've got the Stalingrad, the Kremlin, the Dead Meme, the Daring, another Stalingrad, and a Smolonsk all heading out that way. While on the A side, we're just going to hold them back with a Daring, a Smolonsk, and a Kremlin. And just letting anyone know that if they got a code from last night's stream and it came up invalid, there was a couple that did that. Please contact me via the way that you got your code, and we'll get that code looked at and reset. So hopefully the people putting up, that's, yeah. As long as you get back to me and say, hey, it didn't work, then I can fix it. If you don't let me know that it didn't work, then I can't fix it, and, well, you're going to walk away with a sour taste because your free shit didn't work, and probably not going to come back, which is going to suck. Alright, so the Z52 has dumped a bunch of torps out there, only to come to no avail because the Daring's actually holding back a bit. I think the Russians were expecting us to just jump straight on out there and start capping, but these guys are taking it a little slower. Not so aggressive on the first game. Looks like the Viper team have, well, they've got the Moscovia. Was it the Moscovia? Yeah, where are we? There we go. Probably got the Moscovia to just sneak in there, stick his nose in a cap, and take that one. We got our Daring slowly coming up, and I think our Daring is seeing something on his radar or hydro or whatever it is, the radio location, that's it, that shouldn't have really added up for him. Luckily he's got his eyes open enough to know that he's got torpedoes coming down at him. Although, torpedo dodge of the week. There you go. And also helping out on the C team, we got the two Stalingrads in train with each other. Oh, and a Kremlin backing them up as well. The Smolonks out on the far side of the map there, just creating a bit of a split and fire. And on our weaker side here, Smolonks is hiding in smoke, which is always a good thing for him. The Daring is doing a pretty good job at keeping that the Z-52 at bay. And I honestly don't know what is up with my music tonight, so let's get rid of some crappy stuff. This time tomorrow. Nope. Going nuclear. Now that sounds like a music to game to. Maybe not. I was kind of hoping for something this century. Okay, I might have to deal with having a dying Game Boy as music. Oh, here we go. The V-52 has decided to push on into the cap. The Daring is launched torpedoes, but I doubt that he's going to connect with them. I see the Smolonks in the background there has taken a fair amount of damage. And over on the sea cap, a firefight has broken out between the Dead Meme, the Daring, and the Smolonks over in the corner there. The Kremlin, for some reason, has decided to overtake the two Stalingrads and go through the center there, which is a little bit weird. The two Stalingrads are just hanging back, probably waiting for that Summers to get lit up again. But definitely taking as many shots as they can on the enemy Kremlin out there. Summers has got a full salvo of 3 coming through. Now, over here on the midsection of the map, looks like the Moscovia has definitely been taking a pounding from... Could have been the Kremlin there? And for the weaker side of the map, these guys are actually doing pretty well at keeping them at bay. I think he's doing a little bit too much predicting there, trying to get the V. I'm going to keep calling it a V-52, the Z-52, to try and pop out and run into his shells, or his torpedoes anyway. Moscovia hasn't taken any more damage. Looks like everyone that has taken damage has just taken a little bit more than what they had before, although that HIV has definitely taken a hammering from what he used to have. The Smolonks is going good. Same with the Dead Meme and the Summers. This Moscovia and the Republic are all looking about the same health as they were before, although firefights all over the map are breaking out. Now, according to the overall health indicator at the top here, we've got FFD cruising around with about 420k health, and Viper are looking low down at 344. But in saying that, they are evening that out pretty quickly. There's a few FFD players that seem to be taking a bit of damage. Gotta love technology. You got the stream playing on the desktop, but also got it on the 60-inch TV, and the other half is getting bored. Well, I could offer you a teaspoon of cement so you can harden up, princess, because we're watching Warships. Alright, so the dead meme here has lit up a Summers, a Muscovia, and a Republic, probably all returning. I was going to say probably all returning from over here, but they're not. It seems to be that the C group have been split up and pushed back towards the B cap. Haro Haro, g'day Google, hey gun mate, welcome to the stream. So not too much happening at the moment. The daring has been daring and is under fire for probably overextending just a little bit. That Z52 is doing a good job. I mean, even though he's got a detection handicap, because I'm pretty sure the Z52 is about a K more than the daring at least. That Smonks is just laying into the other Smonks while the dead meme is connecting in the rear. Okay, so they own A, and B is heavily contested. We got our dead meme trying to sneak forward and get a shot on stuff. If that Republic keeps going the way he's going to have a shot there. Because the other dead meme is out of view. And over here where the main fighting force has kind of been stalled. Oh no, the two Stalingrads have finally moved up, but the Kremlin hasn't moved. They've all kind of gotten here and stopped, which is not good because, yeah, you can't really. Yeah, you can't keep the ball rolling. You can't keep just sitting still, copping damage. I mean, that Stalingrad, we're about to lose one of our Stalingrads. Now, the Z52 went down. Unfortunately, I missed him going down. I would assume the Smlogs and the Daring between the two of them managed to clean him up. And the Viper team have taken a fairly weird positioning here. You got the HIV and the Kremlin kind of sitting out in the middle of nowhere there, while you've got a dead meme and a Republic working on Crossfire, but they've got no one to drag the team out. You know what I mean? Because if we could get someone out there to drag the team out, then... Jesus Christ, okay. Music was a bit jarring. Then there would be a reason for the Crossfire, but... they're not chasing down the HIV or the Kremlin, they're not even shooting them. And from what I can see, they're not even shooting back. What are you guys looking at? Looks like he's lining up for a shot. But I know for a fact the HIV's got a fairly fast fire rate, and there has been not much coming across to the Deering and the Smlonks. And yep, we did finally lose a Stalingrad, which is, well, it's not good for their team because they lost a DD, which means they lost some good eyes. And it's not good for us because we lost a battleship, and it's, you know, not good for damage to lose a battleship. Cruiser, dumbass. I kind of want to stick around here because it's all gonna kick off there. We've got a friendly Smlonks shooting the enemy Muscovia from across the map, and we've got an enemy Smlonks shooting our friendly dead meme from across the map. And there goes the Summers. Okay, it was just popped up the enemy's about to win, and I think the Kremlin's about to cop 3 torpedoes. He's not going to be happy about that. Now, I've seen our Smlonks trying to take down that enemy Smlonks for a long time now, and he's still kicking around. So, hopefully the Daring and Smlonks can do something to avert his attention from the dead meme in the middle before it ends up becoming a dead meme. The enemy Smlonks has decided to quit peppering the dead meme and reevaluate his position on the battlefield, which, if our Daring keeps going the way he's going, is going to be, well, a good thing, I suppose, because I'm pretty sure FFD just pulled the win away. And I'm sorry, I'm not listening to a dying Game Boy. Nope. Alright, now let's update the FFD won that one. Apply. Alright. So, congratulations, FFD. Up against the Russia server. And as soon as I work out what the next map is going to be, I will update the Duvalaki. Let me just have a look at that one. What's for them? Clan, yep. Brings it. Nah, there is nothing new there. You need to change room each game. No? GG. What? Room change? I don't see any other streamers changing rooms. Sorry guys, never done an international before, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. Okay, so here we are cruising around. We've got Knave versus Cloud. So we'll go and check out our Knave team. Cruising around, starting off with the big ones, cruising around with a Kremlin, a Conqueror, Stalingrad, HIV, Gearing and Shimikaze taking the front, while another HIV, Smolonks, and Muscovia take up the other side. And for the Knave team, the home team, we are cruising around with 2 Kremlins, 4 Keebler Elves, now 6 Keebler Elves, 7 Keebler Elves. Okay, so it is a troll game. Righto. This should be interesting. The Cloud team have come in with a full proper team, and the Asia guys have gone, hey, let's have a bit of fun with it, and we've basically got Snow White and the 7 bloody dwarfs. This is going to be interesting, that's for sure. How was it? 9 people. Five, 7. Yeah. We got 2 Snow Whites and 7 dwarfs. And I don't know what they're shooting at. I mean, admittedly, they can't see the other team, but they're really hoping that someone is in that center spot. Now, the Shimikaze, on the other hand, alright, so Cloud are taking first blood on this one. The Kremlin is copping shots as he takes a fairly close approach, heading for the sea cap. Following 2 of the Keebler Elves, Dopey and Sleepy, whilst the other Kremlin is heading towards A, following Doc and another 2. Basically, you can only ever remember 3 of the dwarfs anyway. Where am I going? This way. This is a tactic, that's for sure. The enemy Kremlin is taking a fair amount of damage, considering it's had a bunch of DDs being shooting at him. And you know what's really funny? The overall health points of 447 or 449k, 450k basically. Oh no, that's of the green team, right? So yeah, Cloud have more health points than us. I keep thinking Knave is the Russian team. Alright, now back over on the A group. This looks like a trolley team. It really looks like a really trolley team, but I mean, if you can get it to work and you can coordinate well enough, Yeah, you could get this to work. As long as everyone knows their detection range and no one gets boned by radar or anything like that. One of our Keebler elves has already been able to take B and is shooting down to C to come help out. I'm sorry, I'm kind of speechless here. I don't know what to say. Do I just follow the Kremlin because these things can get one-shotted and disappear like a zit? And there's shells going everywhere, but most of them aren't going to do anything. I don't know what to say. The old Snow White and Seven Dwarfs tactic. 2 Snow Whites and a 7 Dwarfs. Unfortunately, the Shimikaze has decided to finish capping C and then come across. One of these Keebler elves needs to be up on that island, ready to absolutely ruin the HIVs as they come through here, but they're getting pushed back. Well, he's facing away, according to the minimap. But I suppose, you know, you can't get scared by something if you walk into the room backwards. Over on this side, though, oh, B got taken by the Shimikaze. Now the Shimikaze's being driven out of B, and we're taking B back. 400 to 470. No ships have gone down, but everyone has taken a fair chunk of damage. And considering a lot of our DDs can't really take too much damage, otherwise they explode, that's not always a good thing. Speaking of not good things, I think our Kremlin is going to need to pull a torpedo dodge of the week out of his ass, and it's not going to work. That is going dead center. Admittedly, he has barely lost a quarter of his health, but still, not a good thing to be losing health. And back over on the C side of the map, here we go. One of these Keeblers has taken my advice. He's running straight up on these 2 HIVs, and he is going to rid this world of some HIV, which is always a good thing. And at the moment, Asia are not winning. Have we lost someone? No. Oh, yep, we've lost a Keebler. We've gone 1 Keebler down. Looks like Cloud have finally worked out not to worry too much about the Keeblers. Start going for the Kremlins. As soon as we lose them, then it is all over. They know they've got the health point advantage at the moment by 100k. So they've got 100k more health than us. They own the C cap, and they're pretty much all over everyone. I really hope that wasn't the Keebler that we lost, was the guy that took my advice. Our other Kremlin over here is not looking healthy at all. Taking shots from left and right. Hopefully our Keeblers can start getting up there and working together. Start focus firing on some of these smaller targets to get them to explode really quickly. I mean, okay, I can understand taking a shot at the Moscovia. Go light up the gearing. Or go use someone else to light up the gearing while you shoot the shit out of it. This tactic could work very well. Although I have a feeling they are relying on the Kremlins a little too much. We're changing the meta. Alright, looks like we are about to lose another Keebler elf. Unfortunately, he is gonna go down. Oh, yeah. And now they're going to start focusing on the other Keebler elf. Yeah, I doubt you're going to be able to make it behind the island in time, unfortunately, sir. So this tactic could have worked. And with a different boat, it probably could have been a little more effective. You know, rather than something that's French and doesn't have smoke. Don't know. I don't know. Though the Kremlin and the two Keebler elves are doing pretty damn well on this side, considering they were the weaker side and probably should have crumbled first. And as for this side, we are down to one Keebler elf and one Kremlin. We do have the cap advantage. Unfortunately, we are losing too many people to keep that advantage alive. And yep, here we go. The gearing has pulled right in close. Is the Kremlin going to get the shots off that he needs? Not before he explodes, and not with AP shells. So, unfortunately, there is A and B completely unguarded now. Our other side of the map was doing it fairly well. And sorry, I had to get that dig in there. Alright, what are we up to? One Keebler elf. He's doing well to keep himself alive. And yeah, I probably shouldn't have been replying to chat while the last Kremlin crumbled. He didn't die though. He survived. They capped out, but he didn't die. So congratulations, Cloud. We did manage to take down one Kremlin. So let me just update the Duvalaki. Cloud got one and set them as a winner. Apply. So hang on, winner screen. There we go. Congratulations, Cloud. You have done your country proud. And I would assume we are on to the next one now. So let me just work out which training battle I'll be getting into next. And I will update the Duvalaki. It must be Fufu versus Solo. So let me just update the Duvalaki. The Bravo team is Fufu. So you must be Solo. And next map is North. Alright, here we are. There has been some controversy over the tactics of the last match. So I was just putting my 2 cents in. Alright, so let's check out the Solo team first. Now, Solo running around with the 2 Kremlins, 2 Stalingrads, a Summers, a Daring, another Stalingrad, a Smolensk, and a Dead Meme. And on the Fufu side, we are cruising around with 2 Kremlins, 2 HIVs, a Worcester, 2 Summers, another HIV, and a Muscovia. A little bit of a different tactic here. The guys are definitely doing a stop-start tactic. Nave is the second team. FFD was the first. Alright, so teams are starting to spread out. It would appear, I'll go with this side first. Going towards the A cap, we've got a Smolensk, a Summers, a Stalingrad, and a Kremlin. Just cruising straight up the center for the D cap is a Daring, followed up by a Dead Meme, who is kind of slowly getting there. And heading all the way to the C cap, we've got the 2 Stalingrads and the other Kremlin. Whereas on the other team, they've kind of stayed bunched up a bit longer. We'll go with the A cap here too. Cruising off towards A, we've got the HIV, the Worcester, the Summers, and another HIV. Slowly being followed up by a Kremlin who is getting shots across the center cap. Now, going for the center cap, we've got the Muscovia doing kind of an overwatch between B and C. The Kremlin is definitely rock on up to B and getting shots across the map, while the Summers is in there trying to cap out the best he can. And the guy with the name Crippled in the HIV is the only one heading out towards the C cap and just keeping everyone at bay down there. Like the Summers got a full torpedo salvo out, but was not enough to pick up anyone as yet. I think that Stalingrad's going backwards, isn't he? He's going away from the fight, so hopefully he'll be able to dodge them or at least outdrive them. Don't know where to look at. Well, good to see that the Stalingrad knows how to dodge a torp. We got the Summers out here fighting a Summers. Now, one Summers has just dumped a buttload of torps towards our Summers. Let's hope Ethanol can get his effing hole out of there. He's trying to stay in cap as long as he can. Not bad, not bad. Can thread the needle, that's always a good thing. And the crippled HIV all out here by himself here is doing well. The Kremlin and the Worcester and the Summers and the HIV are all trading shots on what appears to be our Kremlin and our Smolks. So, always good that they are still splitting some shots. Worcester, on the other hand, has taken a long shot out for the Stalingrad. The Summers dumped his entire salvo, but unfortunately that didn't go anywhere. Ooh, here we go. Stalingrad's gonna have to continue backing up. Oh yeah, he's missed that. And our outside Stalingrad should move on up and hit that HIV probably at about the same time our other Stalingrad and the Kremlin move up. The Daring here is doing a good job managing to stay out there and stay relevant, although our Smolks is about to cop a torpedo in the side. He doesn't know it yet, but he's about to. And oh, he got Bertha to bring that ass around without copping too much damage. Without copping any damage, actually. So I think our Daring here might be a little bit out of luck. Although, good to see I'm wrong, because if it were me, I would have been nailed by every single one of them. Okay, Fufu Clan has managed to cap A, although we have managed to cap C. Everyone is still roughly alive, although there is a 100k difference in overall health. The solo team is 100k up on Fufu. Not quite too sure what's happening here. All our guys just seem to be just hanging around waiting for something to happen. And we all know if you do that, you get torpedoed. Well, there we go. We're getting some good damage on the Muscovia in the center there. I think our daring has gotten a little jack of no one owning B. Problem is, I think we're going to have to wait for the smoke to pop up. Although the Muscovia's got radar, doesn't he? Which would be why you're getting to right about 8.3k. Getting right up to about 8.k and yeah. Okay, either Gummy is talking to himself or Gimme and Gummy are two different people. And if that is the case, Gimme, I am very sorry that I didn't say hi to you before, because, well, you can clearly see I thought Gummy changed his name and became Gimme. And all of those torpedoes are going to go right on target, aren't they? This Muscovy is about to have a really bad day. Or he's going to go out and buy a lotto ticket after this. Looks like he's going to go out and buy a lotto ticket after this. How did our Stalingrad on the side end up? Who are you shooting at? You're all lined up for anyone and everyone over there, eh? Sorry, that one was putting me to sleep. Yeah, where are we? There we go. Didn't Vor get second? Yes, Vor got second. Well, the Fufu team have done well at leveling out the health points best they can. 325k or 310k versus 360k. And the game has almost stalled. We've got, well, the solo team have got A cap and C cap, which have gone back and forwards in ownership a couple of times. Here we go. Our Summers might have finally made his final mistake. Ooh, the Muscovia in the center has gone down. That is first blood, so well, first kill anyway. Fufu Clan might have, I'm just going to call them Fufu Clan, okay? Fufu Clan might have taken the first blood nose by doing damage first, but Solo have managed to rip the head off one of their favorite dolls and rub it in their face. Okay, that Worcester is out there lighting everyone up. This HIV and the Stalingrad are going at it pretty well. Alright. We got our Smonks and Summers both laying smoke at the same time, which is probably not tactically sound. Although, okay, I might be wrong. They might be a hell of a lot smarter than I am, because it would appear that the Summers is dump smoke for the Smonks, even though the Smonks smoke has just run out. And they are really trying to take shots on that Kremlin over there and get him downed. You can see the Fufu guys have gone, ooh, hang on. We've lost an HIV, we've lost a Muscovia. We better work this right, otherwise we aren't going any further. Bang! Unfortunately, one of our Stalingrads copped a torpedo. And it would appear that Fufu are getting jack of it. They see that Solo have most of the cap points, and they've probably been told, take all caps at all cost. We cannot lose to them.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Okay, here we go. Stalingrad versus the Kremlin. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what every King of the Sea so far has had. And he missed. You missed, you gonzo. There we go. Insert angry yelling Russian man here. Right, so our Stalingrad does not seem to be having the same sort of luck with this HIV as he did with the other one. Always the way, isn't it? You kill an HIV and they come back bigger and stronger than what they were before. I'm so gonna get demonetized for one of these jokes one day. Alright, Summers versus Summers. This is where our guy needs to go, you know what? I'm gonna see your torpedoes as I drive right past them and win. I think Solo, yeah, Solo won that one. Congratulations, Solo. Let me just update the Duva Molahaki. And we'll flick these guys over to the Alpha. What? Team Alpha is the winner. Oh, okay. And as soon as the next room is up, that'd be Viper versus Knave. Might be, actually. Well, let me just find my... Oh, hang on. Actually, Land of Fire. I know I haven't done that map tonight, so it will be Viper versus Knave. And let's reset Team A. And we are on Land of Fire. The Burning Ring of Fire. So this is the up next map, guys. Land of Fire. We have got Viper spawning in on the Alpha side, and Knave spawning in on the Bravo side. Oh, hang on, that one. Alright, here we are, cruising on in with Viper versus Knave. Alright, we'll start the battle up and load on in. I don't want to know what Knave have taken this time. So let's have a look at what a Viper are bringing to the party. Starting off with the big ones, we've got 2 Kremlins, an HIV, a dead meme, a couple of summers, another couple of HIVs, and a dead meme. Alright, so the trolley Knave team. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a Conqueror, we've got a Kremlin, we've got a Stalingrad, we've got a dead meme, we've got a Shimikaze, a Daring, and a Keebler Elf. They had to get one in there, didn't they? Now, we've also got a dead meme and an HIV crossing paths. And that brings the team to account. Actually, these guys are doing pretty well at spreading themselves out. Unfortunately, the game is not nice at putting them in spawn locations where they'd prefer to be. So we've got the Stalingrad, the dead meme, and the Kremlin all heading A-way by the look of it. We've got a Shimikaze, a Daring, and a dead meme all heading for the B-cap. Might be a little overpowered, but we'll see how that one works out for him. And we've got a Keebler Elf making a break for C. We've got the HIV going for the far wall, and it looks like the Conqueror is going to try and come across and do some fire setting. Basically all the Conqueror does is set stuff on fire. So far, no one has actually done any damage to anyone, and there is a 30k, 31k health handicap, or yeah, health handicap to Knave, or a health advantage to Viper. We got the Summers, the Dead Meme, and a couple of HIVs coming around the corner here, so that is going to be difficult for them to get out, especially when they're only facing him with a Dead Meme and a Stalingrad. I mean, the Daring might be able to do some damage too, but that Kremlin over here is not going to be at the right angle to do too much damage to them HIVs, especially if they end up getting around this part of the rock here. Although it doesn't look like it, they're just going to cruise on out to the far wall and take the crossfire shots while they can, by the look of it. So both teams just sitting back and just waiting to see what the other team will do. And launching wall after wall of torpedo in what they hope is their general direction. Well, hang on, over here we're getting some people close to each other at least. The Summers has moved in on the A-cap to stop the Daring from capping it out. The Dead Meme has gone, hey, I'm getting shot back here. I'm coming for the island for cover, which is allowing the Summers to pull back out and do some good elsewhere. He's getting, no, he's gone drunk. That's what he's done. Alright, so over on the B cap, which has appeared to be taken by the Dead Meme, we've got a Kremlin hiding behind an island back out there, but he is not really too much good to anyone out there. He's got the wrong angle on all of the islands. He might have a decent angle on the Daring. Where is he? Nope. He's gone, screw it, I'm moving. So we'll give him 5 minutes and he'll be into a decent position. As Shimikaze is just going to keep dumping torps down that alleyway, hoping that he can pick up a random hit here or there. It appears our Dead Meme has decided to take his chances with sticking his nose out and seeing what he can do. Although from what it looks like here, it looks like he can catch fire, and as he set a fire on the bad guy. Does not appear to have. Honestly, guys, I'm sorry about that. I was actually eating. But I got nothing to say. Both teams are taking it super careful, almost to the point of, just hide behind an island and camp out the damage. Red Nave, actually Nave have got a lot more. Oh, hang on, something just happened there. Nave have managed to take more of the caps, or more of the cap points anyway. And Viper, well, they're sitting there protecting their cap and are unfortunately not moving up on other caps to do... Oh, actually, I tell a lie. Unfortunately, the Knave Stalingrad is not much longer for this world. The Daring is sensing that the force is weak out here and has decided to pull back to maybe take another look at capping out C. Although the Kibarov and the Shimakaze are also coming across, so the Daring might have just been getting out of the hot zone just to hang around and wait for a backup to arrive. Shimakaze's coming across and he's dumped smoke. Taking pot shots at the Kremlin. And he's just run outside of his smoke, but he's dumped a buttload of torps. Taking a buttload of shots and getting at least one salvo out is not a bad thing. The Summers unfortunately did not get a good view on where he was, so has managed to miss where the torps were supposed to be. I think their Summers is about to have a bad day. Nope. The Summers is not about to have a bad day, but the Kremlin's not going to be happy. Wasn't as much damage as I was hoping, but he's definitely not happy. Ooh, and our Kremlin has taken down one of their dead memes. So yeah, Viper have been able to hold off pretty well for a long time, but the attrition of health points has slowly taken its toll. Knave have done well not to do anything rash and end up losing too many health points too quickly, namely running a Kremlin into something. Ooh, the Conqueror's gonna cop death there. Right, Viper have finally got a head of their own up on the wall. So this is whereabouts Knave is going to start going, nah, guys, nah. We're not putting up with that. Actually, Knave is starting to lose him. Viper is still doing well. Alright, now Knave has got... Sorry, I keep getting back to front. I keep expecting the Asia team to be on the green side. Alright, so Knave have lost 3 ships to the Russian team Viper. And the Viper team are not far away from just taking the win altogether via cap points. He copped that one in the nose, unfortunately. So yeah, this is where we're going to see Knave make or break the game. That dead meme on A is going to make getting that cap clear, full stop, very, very difficult. And it's only an HIV, oh actually no, it's a lot more than an HIV over on C. The Kremlin, the dead meme, the Summers. Yeah, unfortunately Knave is not going to be able to take this one out. Dead meme running around out the back there. But other than that, it is all over. Congratulations, Viper. Where are we? Winner. There we go. Yeah, so congratulations to the Viper clan or Viper team. You guys have played really well, especially in that one. Just, it might not have been the best thing or the most action-packed thing to view. But you do get to see how other people play, which is always a good thing. Alright, battle starts. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Okay, on the solo team, we are looking at a double Kremlin, double Stalingrad, Keebler Shimikaze, triple Stalingrad, Daring and Smolonks team. And while they divvy themselves up, let's go through the Cloud team, which is consisting of a Republic, a Kremlin, a Stalingrad, a Smolonks, a Gearing, a Summers, a Dead Meme, an HIV, and another HIV. And me half choking to death on my own words. Alright, so while I'm over here and they're kinda splitting themselves up, it would appear that we're doing a hard push for C. We've got 2 HIVs, the Republic, the Kremlin, and a Stalingrad all heading that way. In the center we've got the Gearing and the Summers pushing forward, and Summers is dumping smoke for the Dead Meme. who's following him up, probably gonna dump radar and make sure everything that gets lit up is dead. And heading, well, not quite away. He's heading away, but not exactly towards the A cap. Is our one and only Smlonks. Or our lone wolf Smlonks, I should say. Now, the Keebler on the other team has gotten in there, gotten a bit of a cap on B, but realised he was probably a little outnumbered. The two DDs are working together to get a fairly nice wall of torpedoes just going, nah buddy, you're not having this territory. And depending on how long they go for, that Keebler might be in trouble. Sorry about that. The youngest one has just woken up and started screaming out in the lounge. Don't you love when kids go sleepwalking? It's always fun. And there is a time for slow music like this, and now is not one. So I go straight to another slow song. Door Fighter. Now, this is a song worth listening to. Alright, so what do we got going on over on the B cap? We got the Keebler Elf trying to take B away and doing pretty well. Our dead meme is not going to be able to get out in time and is going to end up exposing himself in the process. That's what I mean to say, in the process. Ooh, the dead meme copping a big hit there. He's going to want to get back inside that smoke and say, look, you know what? You want B that bad? Take it. The problem being, though, is they own A, B, and C. Well, the problem for the Cloud team, anyway. Not so bad for the solo team. Being the Asia guys, they are the ones we're going for. Now, Shimakaze seems to have taken a fair beating in the back of the head. The two Stalingrads here, well, the one at the back's probably realized I've made a huge, horrible mistake. They're doing really well at just keeping the enemy team held at bay, so to speak. I mean, you know, even down to one daring and a Smlonks holding back, a Summers, a Smlonks, and a Kremlin. And it's not like he's just hanging around the outside of cap too. He's dead in the middle there, you know, and still steaming forward. And it looks like the cloud gearing has finally worked its way into B. Our Shimikaze's coming back and going, hey buddy, no, that's mine.
The enemy is about to win.
Although at 600, 300, yeah, I suppose we could give him one. And with the cap comes a free salvo of torpedoes. Speaking of a free salvo of torpedoes, I can see some white torpedoes out the corner of my eye here that are on a pretty accurate course. Unfortunately, they just did not have the Weet-Bix that morning and could not make it there. Mikaze, on the other hand, he's got the range, but he just does not have the speed. It is sometimes worth just, taking the reduced range, but taking the extra speed. Oh no, I think our Shimikaze has just made a fatal mistake. Unless he's able to swing that ass around like old Bambi on the pole. Nah, that is going to be the end of our Shimikaze, unfortunately. Alright, so the team is going to feel that one. Yep, Solo are holding off the cap, but unfortunately they are doing it at the cost of boats. Even the daring here is not looking healthy. I think we all know what's trying to happen here. The gravity of these two ships are sucking them in. Even though they are reversing from each other, they keep going forwards. One goes forwards, the other goes backwards. The other goes forwards, the other one goes backwards. So it talks. It does. And, oh, yep, it is an eye for an eye. They thought they were doing good there for a second, but the other rounded torpedoes showed up, and that was it. Now, the Kremlin took one to the nose. Is that going to be enough of a warning to say, hey, slow down, there's more inbound? Looks like it is, unfortunately. What do we got going on over here? Not too much by the look of it. The Cloud team own the cap, and they've just made a wall of fire for anyone to come and contest it. And unfortunately, the Kremlin has gone, I can handle a bit of fire. But the HIV torpedoes that are coming at him, well, let's just say that no one ever enjoyed an HIV torpedo. And yep, our Daring and Kremlin just can't seem to make it in there. The Keebler Elf looks like he was trying to cop B, but the dead meme just kind of pulled back and dropped a radar and went, nah, you don't, buddy. We don't need any of that sort of thing here. And over on the gearing, well, over on the sea cap, the gearing is slowly pushing forwards, probably trying to get into a spot where he can just proximity spot the Keebler, or the Kremlin, sorry. Or he's getting out there so he can keep the Stalingrad lit up, so everyone behind him can ruin his day. Good thing is though, some of these boats that they're fighting up against are actually getting a little low in the old health points, so you never know, you might, you know, it's still fairly even in the cap. There is only a 50k difference in health, although losing another boat makes it a lot more difficult, especially when you've only got 4 left to fight with. I mean, the Daring has decided to open fire on the Summers, and unfortunately, oh no, he's not taking too much more damage anymore. And Kremlin, on the other hand, has decided, yeah, I might just back out of this one. If I'm going with the shells, I should take a little less damage. Well, it would appear that the C cap is all but done for. C cap, A cap, D cap. The B cap looks like they're just going to leave us with the B cap. We can have the B cap. That dead meme's been trying to hit that Keebler roll for a while, and it's just not working for him. The enemy Kremlin is not looking healthy, but looking healthy enough to survive for another 50 odd points. And I think that is all she wrote. So I'm going to call it quick. Congratulations, Cloud. Alright, so congratulations, Cloud. Let me just update that one. It as winner. Good, that'll do. Alright, so where is the... Let's check out the next map going, which should be... that was Solo versus Cloud, so we should be on FFD versus Fufu. Alright. Fufu versus FFD. We've got a room up and running, which is good. Means we might not be too far away from getting underway as I log in to find one FFD person. And apparently it is Warrior's Path. Alright, sorry, I didn't realize I'd actually loaded in. It is getting late. What is the time? 10:30.
General quarters.
Alright, so, the FFD team, I did get that right. FFD team cruising around with 2 Kremlins, a Stalingrad, a Slonks, 2 Darings, another Slonks, a dead meme, and another Stalingrad. And it looks like every single one of them has decided, no, I want to be on the other side of the map. So while they work their team out, let's jump on over to Fufu. Okay, so they are running a double Kremlin, double Stalingrad. Double Kremlin, double Stalingrad, a Moscovia, a Daring, a Smlonks, the Keebler Elf, and a Shimikaze. And while these guys have kind of sorted themselves out, I'll stay over here. Alright, so the Daring is making his way to D, followed by the Moscovia, 2 Stalingrads, and a Kremlin. Now, on the other side of the map, heading Seaway, we've got the Shimikaze leading the charge, followed by the Smlonks. Looks like our other Kremlin, though, is following up the Keebler, who has darted forward and taken that B cap. Dumped a buttload of torps and is probably going to get the frill out of dodge and take the extra cap points while we can. Or while they can, I should say. Now, back on the FFD side, Daring is making his way to A. Doesn't look like he's going for a direct cap. He's just going to try and get out there and spot what he can. The Kremlin and the Smlonks are cruising along, backing him up nicely. Just waiting for him to light something up so they can grab a position and return the favor. Now, over on this side, we've got Shimikaze that has dumped a whole heap of death. Now, in theory, the Stalingrad and the Kremlin are too far back to be affected by that. And the Daring and the Smlonks are going to be way too far ahead to even care. No, I might be wrong. That Stalingrad in the back there might have an issue with a wall of torpedoes coming at him. But yeah, so far not much has happened. There is no... oh no, there we go. We've got some main battery firing happening over here between the 2 Darings. And it looks like he's getting backed up by the Smlonks, who has managed to find a nice little spot there. And the Kremlin has also taken a few shots across as well. The Moscovia is taking advantage of the Kremlin being slightly out of position, probably chucking some HE at him. Oh no, that looked like an AP shot by the amount of damage came off then. He's not on fire, that's for sure. And the Fufu Daring launching a wall of torpedoes like a ink sac as he gets the frill out of dodge. Funny thing is, our Daring has basically done the same thing. Although our Smlonks here is going to probably want to start moving pretty quick. Now, Kremlin has decided to change his changes firing target for the closest Stalingrad, which unfortunately has lit him up and caused him to catch fire. Now over on this side of the map, I really hope that's another salvo of torpedoes from that Shimakaze, because if it's the original salvo of torpedoes, go ram, those things are slow. That's good to know, Osiris. I've got 1 or 2 more tries left. So we might be able to get it to 34. If we are super uber lucky. Okay, not exactly what we wanted to hear, but we've lost the hard cap. Actually, we haven't lost any people, but we're also, oh no, we're doing all right in the overall health points until that Kremlin cops a torpedo in the butt. Alright, so the Muscovia is taking damage, but who's he taking damage from? Well, the Smonks must have had a different target. Now opening up on the Stalingrad and getting the frill out of dodge. Fortunately, the Stalingrad has also turned a bit. And let's face it, the Daring doesn't do... No, the Summers doesn't do too much damage in a torpedo. Daring torpedo is... Well, we'll find out, shall we? Because it looks like he's gonna cop that one. No, just missed. Don't you hate it when the enemy does the torpedo dodge of the week? And speaking of torpedoes, the enemy Shimakaze is just doing a random spread, one on every last known position, I would assume. Alright, Daring doing a torpedo dodge of the week and making it. Well done. Although it is a Shimakaze torpedo, which may as well be a slowly moving mine. What do we got there? We got a Keebler versus a dead meme in the center there. Not quite sure what was happening here, but I think I know what's going to happen. Yeah. I'm not sure, like, if I was if I was running a Kremlin, and that obviously is a thing that happens quite often, I'd be taking some flooding flags and some ramming flags. Although it would be cool if there was a ramming specific captain.
It's only been like this for a few weeks, but this heart I can't shake. I'm locking on my toes and by the windows to keep everyone else safe. And you'll think I'm alone in this, well creepy, crawly, tentacle, how many legs? I'm sure I'll never know. Escaping won't be easy, it sees me when it's my time to go. And I'm lost here, 'cause last time I believed the soul.
Okay, so Fufu have been doing well taking A back and pushing FFD back further on that back line, which has then allowed him to get it's allowed him to get that Kiva right up on the dead meme, so he's just forever spotted. But they're also able to get the Daring and the other Kremlin up into a position where they can shoot across and do copious amounts of damage. Now the Shimikaze and the Smlonks over here are doing a good job of holding the Daring and Smlonks back at bay. But the Shimikaze torpedoes just aren't fast enough to be able to do what they want anyway. They're quite easily outmaneuvered, and this is where FFD are going to want to try and seal the deal on a kill somewhere, because hang on, yeah, FFD are going to want to seal the deal on a kill somewhere, because Fufu are running just a little bit more of a health point. Sorry, not a health point, a cap point bonus. Yeah, what they really kind of want to do is get rid of that Keebler, but getting rid of that Keebler is going to mean getting rid of one of their own. Unless that dead meme would probably be better. Now he's still going to open himself up to that Stalingrad. Yep, nah, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place there, buddy. The Shimikaze's going all out on the Daring. The Smlonks is finally pulling back. I think he's gotten to a point where nope, I can't pull this one out of a hat. I can tank my fair share of damage, but I'm not going to be able to pull that one. Well, the Shimikaze did take a line for that way. Again, unfortunately, they're noticed from a mile away and quite easily outmaneuvered. Good to see this Daring isn't giving up the cap very easily. And over here we've got people taking shots on the Keebler. But yeah, all these guys have got to really do is just sit back and maintain. Okay, so it's the Kremlin there that is taking pot shots on the Keebler, but unfortunately not quite able to connect. That, and he's running AP, so you know, Even if he did connect, it would probably go straight through and not do too much damage.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Sorry, I just had a drink. Did we? Hey! Kremlin. Oh no, Kremlin versus Kremlin. We already lost that. We know those two went down. I thought we were up around 900 a minute ago. Obviously, I was anticipating a little too much. Alright, so the Daring has found the Shimikaze's torpedoes and is dodging them with a mile of safety in between him and the torpedoes. Good thing about that is, you know, you gotta keep the safety up. The Keebler Elf is still being quite the pain on the B cap, stopping FFD from being able to claim anything out of it, but also not exactly being useful to them. Every time the dead meme pulls back to try and get a shot, the Keebler pulls forward, so he can't. Here we go. The Shimikaze is doing a good job of coming in and lighting things up and then pulling back. All right, now we've got a we're gonna push happening here on the B cap. The two Stalingrads are finally coming around the corner and gonna back up the dead meme. Oh, hang on. We took down the Daring. There must have been a Daring here. There he is. The Daring's gone down, which has put FFD in a slight point cap advantage. So it'd be interesting to see what Fufu do in retaliation to this very late minute change in ownership of the game. And FFD stand tall and say, yeah mate, we'll take your torpedoes. And I will slide gently in between them. For some reason I'm holding down W, thinking it's gonna make me go. There we go. Shit, well done. I'm pretty sure that went FFD way. Let's just double check what that says. Team Alpha wins. Congratulations, FFD. That's 2 in a row for you guys tonight. We'll give you a point and we'll set you guys as the winner. We'll flick over to the winner screen and then we'll get started on the last lot of games. I'm pretty sure that was, yep, them versus them. So next up will be Solo versus Viper. Viper versus Solo. Let's start this battle up and See what sort of teams we're dealing with. I mean, yeah, I could call it out here, but so much prettier looking at the boats, isn't it? Alright. So, on the Viper side, we are looking at 2 Kremlins, 2 HIV, a Muscovia, a Summers, another Muscovia, another HIV, and another Muscovia. Okay. So, 1 DD and heavy on the cruiser. And on the solo side, we are running 2 Kremlins, 1 Stalingrad, 1 Dead Meme, 1 Yushino, a Daring, a Summers, another Stalingrad, and a Smlonks out there on the edge. And while solo work out which way they're gonna go, let's check out the Viper army. Okay, so mostly heading for C. We've got the Summers that is kind of heading for the edge of B and the edge of C. The Muscovia, the HIV, the Kremlin, and another Muscovia cruising around the back and actually heading for C. And on the other side, heading for A, we've got the Kremlin and another 2 HIVs with the other Muscovia. So, trying to pretty much split the battle evenly. They want to have a good amount of firepower on both teams. And right, on the solo team, now that they have kind of worked their team, or worked themselves out, heading A way, we've got, hang on, can I just do solo? Yeah, I told you, I'm getting tired, guys. Because I remember saying, the Daring is kind of heading up the corner of, BC. AB, BC, dumbass. So yeah, the Smonks and the Yoshino have noticed that the cap is being taken, so they're holding their advance, or about to turn around and get away from it. And on the A side, well, the Daring and the Stalingrad have moved into the capping. Well, the Daring's moved into the cap. The Stalingrad is not far behind. And there we go, the Daring has taken the B cap, and we've got the, the A cap. Told you guys, I'm getting tired. Right, the Daring has taken the A cap, and we own the B cap as well. The C cap is heavily contested. Look at all those boats we've got just hanging around openings there. And it was all being held off by Smlonks doing a bit of shooting from within his smoke from time to time, and the Yoshino just sitting back and launching long-range torpedoes, just hoping that someone sticks their nose out where it really doesn't belong and eats one. One can hope. Not that I'm biased, but I'd prefer the Asia server to win. So not much happening at the moment. It's basically we've gotten in, we've taken the cap. So let's just see how much damage we can weather and deal back so they don't come knocking on any of our cap doors. How much damage can we bounce and how much damage can we put out so they just will leave us alone? Alright, now on this side of the map, we've got the HIV taking a bit of damage from the Smonks, and the Yoshino should be dumping something pretty soon, but there we go. I was about to say, but I don't know what his reload is like. Good thing about a Yoshino is they're always dumping torps. Players score. Nope. Alright. Grab myself a drink. The Stalingrad is going to get overrun pretty quickly here. The HIVs managed to... One of the HIVs has managed to sneak around the island. Which could... Well, hopefully the Daring had some torpedoes ready and was waiting for the optimal time to dump them. Only problem is that HIV is not going to play the game. Using the tactical handbrake, he managed to change his velocity fairly rapidly. And this is where Viper have kind of gone, alright guys, you've got enough cap points there. You got out ahead of us, well done. Now we're just gonna take these back now. You've had enough time of playing with the cap points. We're gonna take those back now and we're gonna call them mine. And unfortunately, it looks like that Stalingrad has managed to let another HIV through. So now we got two HIVs hanging out in that center island part, being a pain in the butt. And by the look of it, the Kremlin should be able to get shots on them if they're... actually no, maybe not. He won't have the curve of the bullet that he's hoping for. Okay, we got a little bit of action on B there. The Summers has dumped a salvo of torps. You can see some of these guys do not have the radio location thing. Otherwise, they probably should pay attention to it a little more. So unfortunately our Stalingrad is not looking healthy. No one has lost a boat yet. Well, hang on, I say that. Viper have lost a Muscovia. I'd say, since how there is a bunch of shells landing over here, it will be this Muscovia here that has joined the legions of the digital reef. You know, you gotta keep these digital fish alive, otherwise the digital animal welfare people will come after you. You kill too many fish by shooting guns at them, and that's it, you're all done. Alright, sorry about that. Someone needed to plug a phone in. No, it wasn't me. Okay, so Muscovia versus Stalingrad. Hopefully the Stalingrad is able to take out a bit more. Although with Viper owning all 3 caps, these guys are wanting to get some kills pretty quickly. And unfortunately, just missing like that with a torpedo is not what they're after. And 2 dead memes, oh no, sorry, the dead meme and the Kremlin are being held back by a singular Summers, which is also being followed up by a Kremlin and a Muscovia. That Kremlin knew exactly what was coming at him. On the A cap though, it is pretty static. There doesn't seem to be too much happening. Although over on the C cap here, it looks like the Summers might be going, you know what? That cap looks kind of pretty. I'm going to take it for myself. It would be our Smonks and you Shino that are sitting there trading fire. Alright, we've got a solo Summers just charging towards the Muscovia here. I dare say it's going to be a dump and run mission. Although going entirely for the Kremlin now, that is definitely a tactic. I know what he's doing. He's trying to get as many hits as he can, take out a Kremlin, and reset that cap by 100 points. The 50 points that they lost them for the suicide is still, well, pays back for his health points and another 50. Or cap points, I should say. So now they've bought themselves a bit of time. All the way over here on the A cap, where I was saying it's going to be impossible for them to get in and get anything done, turns out not so impossible. And the HIV for the Viper side just took out the solo Stalingrad. Now the Kremlin here is probably starting to feel pretty alone. I mean, the daring is there, but not really in a good place to deal the damage needed. Now, the Viper Summers over here is going to explode any second now. 37 health points, you just need to be looked at. So, Solo are doing well at letting them have some. And this is where the, hang on. This is where that Yoshino in the Smonks are going to want to try and get in on this C-cap as soon as possible. Stop them from getting any numbers up. You can see it that Yoshino is just full steam ahead. You got a mission. My people need me. Alright, what do we got over here? We got a HIV over here. And a Muscovia, both of which are just a little too scared to come out from behind an island. Because they don't want to deal with the Kremlin. They don't want to deal with the Kremlin at that range anyway. There's also a dead meme out there that is ready to light people up. Now, here we go. 924, and that is going to be basically 930 is probably going to be the last of what they claim on this map so far. So, talk about getting it to the wire and pulling it back. 1930 to 1800. 1930. 930 cap points to 89, I think it was. Must have been a little less than that. 85 or something. Right, so the Yoshino and the Smonks have managed to jump into sea, stop the Viper guys from getting any more cap points, and are about to just completely clean up that HIV. Pretty sure this could be the next guy to fall, so let's just come in, check out that salvo land, and turn him into a slightly offshore digital reef. Now the only other thing we've got to check out is over on this side of the map, because we've got our Kremlin coming around the corner on a Muscovia, but it doesn't really matter because we won anyway. Well, we won. Asia team won. Pretty sure. Solo is Asia, isn't it? Solo, Asia, yep. So, congratulations, Solo. Hang on, let me update that. Hopefully I can update this before it changes over. Not going to. Oh well. So now I'm just going to work out the next game. Here we are looking at the Fufu side, starting with the bigger boats. We've got the Kremlin, the Montana, the Dead Meme, the Smonks, the Shimakaze, the Z52, and the Gearing. And also followed up by a Smonks and a Stalingrad. Now, for the Asia side of the map, or the Nave team, we have got a Borg, a Kremlin, a Dead Meme, a Summers, a Stalingrad, a Smonks, another Dead Meme, a Daring, and an HIV, who isn't moving yet. Oh, he's loaded in because his guns have moved. Alright, so while these guys crisscross left and right, the Fufu team have adapted to their spawn location and are spreading out accordingly. Now, going towards the sea cap, we've got a Shimakaze, Dead Meme, Smonks, and Kremlin. Hanging around the center, we seem to have the Z52 and the Stalingrad. And cruising on out to the A cap, we've got a Gearing, Smonks, and Montana trailing along. Alright, so hopefully the Nave team have worked out what they're going to do. I didn't think that HIV had loaded in, or if something had happened, he was not quite right. And Fufu Skippy has said something that I don't understand. So let's flick back over to the Get Ready map. I wonder if any of that comes through when I'm actually going through it. Right. Let's try that one again. We'll just wait for everyone to ready up again. And whoever it was that didn't load us, load in. Okay, Nave are saying they're ready, even though I can see that two of their boats are not readied up. Although we have just gone into queue for battle, so let's go back to the game overlay. Here we go. Start battle button is up. Looks like we are running the same teams that I've just gone through. Come on, hit the bloody button. But we'll go over them again since how we got a bit of time. So on the Fufu side, we've got the Montana, the Kremlin, the Dead Meme, the Smonks, another Stalingrad, and on the front line we've got a Shimakaze, a Z52, and a Gearing. Now for the Nave side, we've got a Borg, a Kremlin, a Dead Meme, a Stalingrad, a Smonks, an HIV, another Dead Meme, a Summers, and a Daring. So, waiting for the teams to spread on out. Wonder if they're going to go the same tactic as last time. It looks like it. We've got a Gearing, a Smonks, and a Montana heading towards the A cap. Z52 and the Stalingrad are running straight on up into the B cap, whilst the Kremlin, Smonks, and Dead Meme follow the Shimakaze over towards the C cap. The Nave team are taking it a little bit of a different way. They appear to be just taking the HIV out to the sea cap and hoping that he can light stuff up and probably pull back, dragging them into more of a trap rather than a straight up firefight. The Daring is trying to make it across to the A cap, but with the amount of travel that he's done forward, I think he may have lost the time required to get to the A cap before the enemy starts making it difficult anyway. Everyone is quite happily dumping torps left and right, trying to keep the enemy at bay. Daring here is going to have to do some threading of a needle in a very minute. And as a good little DD, he fires his own back and gets Frel out of dodge. Interesting that they've got the Summers that is deciding to just kind of hang back and not be seen. Wants to just kind of pop up without notice. Alright, well, Fufu own B and C cap. Nave are going to want to try and change that around fairly quickly before they get too much of a lead on us. That Z-52 sitting right in behind that island is going to be harder to pick out than... Wow. It's going to be hard to pick out. Because, well, I would have said harder to pick out than that black stuff between my toes, but no one knows what that is, so... I'm kidding. It's green. The Kremlin here has finally moved up and decided to try and cap out. Unfortunately, that Smolks is nicely hiding in a bunch of smoke and is probably going to make it as difficult as possible for that Kremlin to cap out. Right now is probably where you're asking for one of the Summers to, or one of the DDs to come across and dump a bit of smoke just so you can hide. Or come forward and smoke yourself while you hide in the cap and allow him to pull back. And as for the other caps, what do we got going on here? That Daring is still trying to torp the crap out of that Z-52. The Borg is taking some long shots on the Montana. Fortunately, not quite paying off, but he will get there. The Daring looks like, he's lit himself up. So copping a salvo or two from, it was either the Kremlin or the Smolks, one of the boats from over in that direction. And luckily for us, The DD appears to have left the cap. Probably tried to come on over and help secure A. Then realised he left his position and ended up losing B, or nearly losing B. Borg starting to take some damage there. Although 398k versus 385k overall damage, they are pretty even on the board for who copped what. Well, who's got what left now, I should say. Because what they started with and what they have now could be two really different things. Looks like the Summers has made a nice little smoke trail for the Stalingrad to cruise through and get up on the bad guys. I don't know, not really too much to say at the moment. I open my mouth and say tactics and then everything turns to shit, so just kinda sit back and watch. The Fufu clan have done well. They have gotten in quick, got those caps, and just, you know, denied access to finishing, or, you know, to losing them. Although that Z52 might have just found himself in a fairly bad spot with that Smonks being able to see him directly. And nearly... I think he might have survived that one. That Smonks is just shooting too high. Oh no, he managed to get a blind shot on him. Alright, leaving B open for the capturing. There is a Stalingrad and a Smonks within eye shot of that daring, which is now daring to stick his butt into cap. Especially if that Stalingrad gets a reload on his radar. Now the Summers out here is taking pot shots on the Montana. Montana is running away, but not quick enough and not at the right angle. So he's definitely going to cop 3. 1 there. 1 there and 1 there. Yep, there's 3 for the Summers on our team. And I think the Nave team are starting to get a little bit of a confidence boost now that they've got 2 caps under their belt. The Kremlin and the Smonks are coming out to play, just coming around the island. And are they going to sit and stop in the smoke? Yeah, looks like there is a nice circle of smoke for them to just come through and sit in. And by the look of that, the Montana is not long for this world. Alright, so there goes a pretty big number on the Fufu side. Now, the Shimakaze is copping a bit of damage from the daring. He must have fired his guns or something to become lit up from everyone. Although with the way the accuracy has just gone to shite, I'd say he has managed to disappear. Now this dead meme might be having a bad day real soon. Nah, he's got heaps of room to turn around. So yet again, the Shimakaze just not quite able to make torpedoes connect in this sort of game type. On the other hand, the Summers can make torpedoes connect, but you may as well be chucking just normal shells at them. And yep, it has finally turned into a Nave ahead battle. Nave are pretty good at doing that. They lull you into a false sense of security in the first 3/4 of the map, and then they just completely deny you of anything in the last 3/4. And then it is all over and done with. Like this Kremlin is about to go down fairly shortly. Amazing just how much damage one of those Kremlins can take. And unfortunately, that's going to be the end of our Kremlin. So, and our Summers is right behind him. Well, that is a bit of a bugger, because that is going to leave the A cap almost completely open for the gearing to take back. Yeah, it looks like Nave have redirected a dead meme to keep the A cap under our control. The B cap is well under our control. And the A cap is still under their control, but is undefended, so to speak. And all Nave have to do is just maintain. There is nothing that they have to do to win, because all they got to do is maintain. Although I dare say our dead meme is going to come around the corner here. Yep, dump whatever radar he's got, because he knows it's about to be finished. So may as well get some damage while we can. Or maybe even completely ruin a gearing, tipping the points over. Congratulations, Bravo team. Bravo team being Knave. Let's just update that on the Duvalaki. And we'll flick you over to the winner screen while I... And we'll flick over to the winner screen while I exit out of here and line us up for the last match of the night. I hope it's the last match of the night because it is going to be my last match of the night. I have to work tomorrow and it has just gone midnight. FFD versus Cloud. Let me just update that in the Duvalaki. FFD versus Cloud. And we are on Warrior's Path. And when I said the game is starting soon, I meant, well, kinda 5 minutes after what you just read in chat, but pretty damn soon. Well, was for me anyway. Alright, let's start the battle and kick this in the guts. Alright, starting with the FFD team. We are cruising around with 2 Kremlins, a Stalingrad, a Smonks, another Smonks, and a dead meme. And on the front line we've got 2 Darings and a Keebler Elf. Now, on the Russia side, we have got 2 Kremlins, a Smonks, a Moscovia, an HIV, and another Moscovia. And on the front line, we've got, a Smonks is not on the front line. Now, on the front line, we've got a Shimikaze and a Gearing. Now, I might stay on this side of the map because these guys definitely organized themselves as to where they are going a lot quicker than the Asia guys. Well, it might not be quicker, but it is a lot cleaner. Alright, so, by the look of it, heading away, we've got Shimikaze, Smonks, Moscovia, and the Kremlin. And heading the seaway, we've got the Gearing, Moscovia, HIV, Kremlin, and the other Smonks. So, oh, hang on. I guess I better go over to the FFD side now that they have worked out which way they're going to go. Now, from the sea side, we've got the Deering, the Stalingrad, the Smonks, the Kremlin, and kind of the dead meme. Although the dead meme looks like he's branching more off B-Way. Speaking of B-Way, we've got the Keebler Elf who has made a mad dash and is capping that one out. And going A-Way, we've got the Deering, the Smonks, and the Kremlin. I was about to call it the Kriebler. Yeah, it has been a long night, and it's getting tired. It's getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm in it now, apparently. Well, I feel like in it. Kind of feel a zombie man. I don't know, you get old and staying up past midnight just gets... yeah. Gets harder and harder. Alright, so not much has happened so far. A wall of torps have been lined up at everyone. The Muscovia has just dumped a radar, lighting up the Deering like a frickin' Christmas tree. So he is going to be pulling back and getting away from all of that fire as soon as he can. It looks like he's trying to go forward and backward and just get outside of that radar range without having too much steam up his belt so he can't blow it back down again. Looked like not much was happening over on the B cap, and over on the A cap, a very weird positioning system. You've got two right on the edge here. I suppose the Shimakaze, yeah, no, the Shimakaze can go first. Right now, now that I actually look at the classes rather than just red dots on the thing, it makes more sense. The Smonks going out to the far edge to get the crossfire shots back on the rest of the team, or the rest of the enemy team, I should say. Alright. The Cloud guys are definitely getting close on that C cap there. Trying to keep the pressure on, knowing that Deering is dodging torps left and right. And the gearing is gonna get lucky. Yep. Gonna get lucky and thread his way through those ones. Oh, and I'm back. Sorry, just had to type that into the chat. People saying Cis is not Cloud. This equals the Russia server. The Asia server versus the Russia server. On an in-between server. Backup Bat has been defeated by the happier. Okay. Anyway, so back to the game. The Kremlin on the Cloud side is getting absolutely nailed by our Smonks and Daring. And 90% of that fire he's probably just shrugging off going, yeah, and? While the enemy Smonks is taking shots on our Kremlin. Pretty sure that's all Smonks do, is just shoot Kremlins. Okay, the Keebler Elf in the middle of B there has probably just been lit up by that radar pulse coming out of the Muscovia. So that sucks. Not sure what our Kremlin is doing there. Our Smlonks is torpedo dodging of the week over there. Our Daring got lit up and is trying his hardest to get out of it. Oop, sorry. The daring is nearly halfway down. Now let's go back to this side of the map. What have we lost? We haven't actually lost any boats yet. Okay, just doing a bit of an overview there. Actually, no, I had to sort myself out on the chair. Me butt was falling asleep. Alright. Looks like we might have a bit of an Aki dent. No Aki dents over there. Enemy team's got to be pretty happy that they've got 3 fairly powerful ships all hiding behind an island. Although the smoke over here can't last forever. And then they're going to realize that they are 3 ships sitting out in the middle of nowhere. That gearing is, well, he's doing well for the amount of health points he's got left. The gearing there is doing well. As a digital reef, taken down by the dead meme. Well done, sir. Okay, so that will be the first head for the Asia side in this match. Can't really remember who took or who caused the first blood nose. But we all know who took the first head. It was the Asia team. So they've only lost. Oh, hang on. Daring's got a nice streak of torpedoes heading towards the Kremlin here, by the look of it. Although the Kremlin will have, yep, just beached himself and used the convenience of handbrakes. And our Kremlin is trying his best to get shots on their Kremlin, but it's just not working for him. And back here on the A-cap, the FFD Kremlin is moving up, taking shots from everyone left, right and center. So hopefully the rest of the team, like the Smonks and the Daring here, hopefully the Daring can work his magic in dodging his way through that one. Well done. But yeah, the Kremlin here is okay. I can see what's going to happen here already. Even the enemy Kremlin can see what's going to happen here. We all know what's going to happen here. He's trying to... Ooh, hang on. Well, that wasn't part of the deal. Finally got a Shimikaze to actually hit someone with a torpedo. And that is definitely going to hurt the FFD chances of doing the amount of damage that they were hoping for. And yeah, there is definitely a gaping hole where that where that Kremlin used to be. Although they're slowly trying to make it up, they've managed to take down one of the HIVs. This Deering is definitely continuing to chuck them torpedoes on that line, making it impossible for the Kremlin to be able to safely stick his nose out without expecting a couple of fish to come tapping on the front of the hull. The cloud cappers, by the look of it, have finished playing around with the C cap and are on their way to the B cap. Now, being 800 to the green side and 500 to the cloud side, they're wanting to keep as many of those cap points as they can. And by taking down the Smonks like they just did, is evening that score up for them every single second. Looks like the DDs are going to be the ones that do most of the deciding in this map. We've got a buttload of guys shooting for the Kremlin now. Too bad that Summers fires nothing but hollow torpedoes. Okay, and the Moscovia versus a dead meme as they slowly pull on in and start capping B. I'm not sure they're going to be able to pull this one back. FFD have lost the cap points. They're now at least 80 behind, and not making any more back. I mean, the Stalingrad over here is doing his best to pull forwards, but the Kremlin is making it impossible for him to continue the cap until they take him down, which is only another 5,000 health points away, but still seems fairly pesky to get any sort of health points off that thing. And our dead meme is taking shots left, right and center. He is not long for this world. The Moscovia is probably going to unleash a salvo or two on him. Nah. Didn't even get there. Taken down by the Smonks from across the map, probably. And our Keebler Elf is resorted back to guns and is trying to do as much damage as he can. They've got the Kremlin down to 1,800. not 1,800. They've got him down to 800, and he is down. Okay, so that means they'll be able to take C-Cap back. But unfortunately, they've got no one else really out there to pick anything up. And unfortunately, they are running out of time. They don't have anyone on any of the caps or anyone that can kind of sneak around the back, because that Snorlax is definitely keeping that Keebler Elf from doing the old U-turn around the back, and I'll take A while you guys are all looking at C. So I suppose, yeah, the best thing they can do is just shoot the weakest target they can see, which unfortunately happens to be a Kremlin at the moment. I mean, surely the Muscovia behind him, if they could see him, would be much more of a juicy target. But no, time and cap points was not on Asia's side. The Cloud team wins. Congratulations, Cloud. Congratulations, Russia. Let me just update the Duvalaki. Cloud wins. Set winner. And apply. Right, let's go over to the winner screen where we can all bow down to our Russian overlords. Congratulations, Cloud. You are doing freaking awesome. Okay, so according to the sheet that I've got there, that is the end of it for tonight. But we will just jump on into the training room again and see if there are any new rooms made.